Vice Chair Lee and members of the committee. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you today about problems that can help promote entrepreneurship, policies that can help promote entrepreneurship. I've spent many years as a small business owner. I was the founder and CEO of ACI Interactive, an award-winning interactive communications company, which I ran for 13 years. Then 12 years ago, I founded Small Business Majority to empower America's entrepreneurs to build a thriving and inclusive economy. We have a network of more than 55,000 small business owners across the country with offices in Washington, D.C. and 8 states. We interact daily with small business owners and conduct scientific research on a wide variety of topics. In order to ensure our nation's job creators can thrive and help grow our economy, it's crucial that Congress focus on policy solutions that are targeted to help our nation's entrepreneurs succeed, most particularly the need for access to responsible credit and capital, affordable and quality health coverage, and tax reform that directly benefits Main Street small businesses. Regarding tax reform, we need a tax system that benefits small business owners who are focused on growing their enterprises, satisfying their customers, and making payroll. Right now, according to our polling, 90% of small business owners feel that our tax system primarily benefits wealthy corporate interests at their expense. We don't want special treatment, we just want a level playing field. That's why we're concerned by the current proposal for tax reform. While some are touting the plan as a boon for small businesses, the reality is that it will not actually benefit most Main Street businesses while adding at least $2.4 trillion to our budget deficit over the next 10 years. Specifically, some claim that the current proposal to cap the tax rate for pass-through entities at 25% would be a boon for America's entrepreneurs. In fact, this would impact only a handful of small firms. More than 87% of pass-through entities already pay a marginal tax of 25% or less. Moreover, if individual tax brackets of 12, 25, and 35% are passed, as is proposed, the pass-through entities that would benefit from the pass-through cap rate would include only the 1.8% earning $425,000 or more. And last but not least, a tax code with a large gap between top individual rates and top pass-through rates can potentially encourage wealthy individuals to game the system by simply declaring themselves pass-through entities. I think we've seen this in the experiment that Kansas ran. If Congress wants to offer a responsible tax cut for most Main Street small businesses and offset that cut with a reduction in existing loopholes, allowing all businesses to deduct a modest amount of their profits from the bottom up would have a much greater impact. As for corporate taxes, cutting the top rate would certainly help some of the minority of small businesses that are organized as C corporations. But doing so without getting rid of corporate tax loopholes would greatly increase the deficit. Economists from the Tax Policy Center estimate that reducing the corporate rate to less than 26% would be impossible to offset with just a reduction in loopholes. And a reduction as proposed to 20% would reduce federal tax revenue by $1.6 trillion over 10 years. We have a set of specific tax proposals that are included in my written testimony. A more critical issue for entrepreneurs is access to capital. Unfortunately, too many businesses, especially women and minority-owned firms and entrepreneurs in distressed and rural communities, are struggling to gain the capital they need to launch or grow their businesses. According to our scientific opinion polling, 90% of small business owners agree that access to capital is a problem. Statistics on lending to women and minority business owners are included in my written testimony, as are the specific reasons that small business borrowing has gotten so much more difficult since the recession. Finally, small business owners need reliable and affordable health care so they can invest their time and resources into growing and expanding their businesses. Prior to the implementation of the ACA, entrepreneurs and their employees comprised a disproportionate share of the working uninsured. Post-ACA, the uninsured rate for small business owners and employees and self-employed individuals has fallen dramatically, and millions of them have gained coverage from the marketplaces and from Medicaid expansion. Finally, the ACA has greatly reduced so-called job lock, a phenomenon where people are tied to their jobs as opposed to striking out on their own simply due to their inability to get health coverage. We have a set of specific access to capital and healthcare proposals that are included in my written testimony. Thank you again for inviting me to appear today. I look forward to your questions.